Hello there, I'm Mary Jo Land, a registered psychotherapist from Priceville, Ontario, Canada, and welcome to the video series, When We Are Very Young. This video series is meant to assist parents and professionals who work with parents. Many of the videos pertain to parenting children who have joined the family through adoption, foster care, or customary care. Some of the videos are about typical child development, while others are more specific to children who have experienced loss, trauma, or neglect in their early development. Attachment, trauma, and parenting are the main themes in this series. Today's presentation is not what you do, it's how you be. What should I do when my son lies? What should we do when my daughter steals? What should I do when my son hurts my other son? These are questions that parents ask frequently. Before I learned about attachment disorder and the effects of early trauma and neglect, I would talk with parents about the ABCs, the antecedents, behavior, and consequences. We would engage with the child in conversations about what the rules are and about what would happen if they were broken. This dynamic is at play in most Western societies and is reflected in our society. It is reflected in our legal system, which focuses on negative consequences for unwanted behavior. We use police to gather evidence, we use the courts to examine it, and judges to decide the fate of the ne'er-do-well. As a parent, do you ever feel as though you have become the police, the judge, and the jury when your children misbehave? When behavior is the focus, this is likely to occur. This cognitive behavioral approach works adequately well with typically developing children. Children who love and trust their parents and who strive to maintain concordance with them. This is the way most of us were raised. We didn't want to get into trouble because we didn't want to feel our parents' disappointment or experience unwanted emotional distance. Our actions were governed by the internal motivation of feeling we are in the good graces of our parents. Any breach in that feeling of the positive, protective relationship was uncomfortable, if not painful. The rules that were broken were relatively minor, and correction came quickly with natural and logical consequences. The breach in the relationship was restored. This normal repair system worked because the child with secure attachment has an intact sense of self. She believes that she is good, worthy, and valued, and that the parents are trustworthy and well-intended, and that the world is a safe and interesting place. Children with early relational trauma, that is, children whose parents were unable to meet their needs in a sensitive and attuned way, begin life with a basic failure of the caregiving system. As a result, they do not develop a secure attachment characterized by trust in the goodness or kind intentions of the adults in their lives. Rather than basking in the knowledge that they are loved and protected by their parents, they are uncertain about or fearful of their parents. Benevolence is not assumed, maltreatment is anticipated. Rather than an internal or intrinsic motivation to remain emotionally close and harmonious, the motivation becomes survival of the self through independence from others. We see this as pathological or precocious self-reliance. In this way, children with attachment disorder have not had the opportunity to learn to want to be acceptable to the primary caregiver. Another aspect of this dynamic is the child's need to avoid his own inner life. how can he examine feeling scared, rejected, or shamed when he feels alone and without help to do that? Without the ability to reflect on his own inner life, he struggles for any understanding of the inner life of others, which we call empathy and theory of mind. Emotional and behavioral dysregulation become common and frightening experiences. Children with traumatic relational experiences often feel out of control. When a behavioral consequence is administered to a child who is out of his own control, the child may feel unjustly and unfairly punished because they do not consciously intend or premeditate the misdeed. For some children, though, punishment might be sought out as a way to have the parent see the bad child that the child believes he is. If punishment is given while the parent is angry or upset or frightening, the child is reinforced in his belief that parents are malevolent and the attachment disorder is supported. One more reason why behavioral methods are not effective for children with attachment disorders is that rewards and consequences are conditional on behavior. The positive regard from parent to child is felt by the child to be conditional on his behavior. In other words, I know I'm bad. My parents reward me when I'm good, but deep down I know I'm bad and not really worthy of reward. And they don't love me when I'm bad, so that proves I'm unloved and unlovable. Parenting children with relational trauma requires therapeutic parenting. Providing your child with unconditional positive regard, not just love, is essential to gradually growing the seeds of a positive sense of self. This is about accepting your child as he or she is, while not permitting your child to do as he likes. Consistent, unconditional positive regard for your child in the face of obnoxious or violent behavior is one of the keys to reducing the deep shame the child feels. As you remain open, calm, and kind in the face of your child's dysregulation, she learns that no matter what, you accept the worst she has to give: the smeared feces, the broken lamps, the urine on the carpet, the terrorized dog, and the disgruntled neighbors. As she experiences your love of the bad child she knows she is, along with the good child you want her to be, she can begin to trust that you won't leave her, hurt her, or shun her. Because you pay attention, care, understand, and accept her, her shame has a place to heal. So, when parents ask me, what do I do? I reply, create physical and emotional safety. Be calm, be kind, be accepting. Connect heart to heart with your child by staying close. Be wise and confident as you reflect her feelings so she can learn to understand them. Talk about what happened when your child is calm and able to listen. Work out what to do, repair, give restitution, reconcile, only after the child's emotions and behavior have restabilized through your positive regard. Natural and logical consequences need to be short and occur when the child is calm and hopefully willing. Parents of children with attachment disorders should not expect to change behavior, but to teach that limits can be safe and not shaming. The change in behavior will occur through the process of the development of attachment as the child's shame is reduced and self-regulation develops. Emphasis needs to be on relationship repair, not punishment. Try to end the event with you and your child feeling as close as or closer than when it began. In fact, it isn't over until you are. Thanks for listening. It's not much of a tale, but I'm sort of attached to it. I'm Mary Jo Land. Until next time.